What is up, everybody? It's Revv time. Today I wanted to, or I was going to, talk about like stories from the road, like crazy stories from the road. And there's a few, but I don't know that I want to make them public. I mean, one that does come to mind was in the dead of winter in North Dakota. There was an inebriated, what I'm pretty sure was an elf and a luggage cart. But that's all I remember. So I'd have to make the rest up, and I'm just not sure that I want to do that. So instead of doing that, I thought I would talk about what I call Capo Hell, which happened a few times, and nobody's fault. But, obviously all you guitar players know what a capo is. They come in really handy on acoustic guitars. In country music especially, I would say on the Carrie Underwood gig over the 14 years that I worked with her, I had a capo on a guitar, whether it was acoustic or electric, probably 40% of the time on the gigs. So what would happen is there would be really, really fast transitions between the songs, right? And usually because of the way production works, they'll shut the lights, the house will go black, house will go dark. And so you'll just see like a guitar tech frantically handing you your guitar, and then the lights go out, and you hope that you actually get the thing hung on your shoulder before the lights come back up and it's kicking into the next song. And you just trust that everything is proper as far as the capo's in the right position. And then for me, it was just based on muscle memory. I got to a point where I didn't really have to look down at the guitar to be in the right position to start the song. So a perfect example, and that's why I'm holding this 12-string, is a song called All American Girl. It's got a 12-string part on it. It's really simple. It's just kind of a drony part, but it has to be capo 2 because of the open strings. So really simple. Like I said, it basically is just this. And then it had the typical like 12-string parts, in the choruses. So yeah, fun, 12-string part, cool to play. But what can happen, and it did, is the guitar, instead of coming out capo 2, it came out capo 1. So, house goes black, frantic guitar change. I haven't seen anything. I don't even notice that it came out capo 1. So, song clicks in, drop the guitar on my shoulder, let muscle memory kick in, and it sounds like this. So I got a weird look, of course, from folks in the band, and I just had to adjust, like frantically adjust, and it didn't sound great, but I heard it and immediately knew what had happened, and then I had to adjust, and just try and survive it. And luckily I had a second before the next part kicked in, and I was able to go ahead and reach over and move it back to capo 2 so I could survive the rest of the song. But it was one of those things where as a musician you just have to be so on top of your game, because you don't really get an excuse. You don't get to say, well, my capo was in the wrong place. It's like you have to adjust really quickly. and make it work. And luckily in that case, I was able to. Like another example, I'll get my telly here. We can steal this capo. Is like another country tune called "Cupid's Got a Shotgun," and it's supposed to. In that case, it was supposed to be capo 1 in the key of F. Is this thing in tune? Yeah, close enough. So in this case, what had happened was it came out with no capo. Same thing, dark house kicking in, and normally, albeit capo 1. And it's a pretty simple start. It's kind of this that kind of thing, and that's how you would finger it. So, pretty, that's what the muscle memory was, playing the song so much. But it came out with no capo. So what ended up happening is right away I heard that I was off, but I just started the way I normally would, thinking I was capo 1. But I was actually no capo, so it ended up being this kind of thing. And once again, you scramble. It's like, oh God, no capo. And I knew I was able to, that's not a, too difficult to figure out on the fly and sort out from, I was able to survive that, but then I knew there was a solo coming up. And that was scary because I had worked out the solo with a bunch of open string capo 1. And I was like, man, I don't think my guitar tech has realized that I don't have a capo. So I'm frantically looking for him while I'm getting through the song. And I was finally able to make eye contact with him and point. And he was like, oh God, no capo. And he didn't hear it because I was getting through it, but the solo was coming up. And luckily what happened was there's a walk down at the end of the chorus before the solo that is basically a... So I could see him coming up. So instead of ending on this note, I ended up tall. So I went and there's 4 bars of holding that note out. And while I was holding that note out, he ran up and capoed me first fret while I was holding that note out, and basically saved my life because the solo is this kind of stuff. I mean, just, I could have faked my way through the solo, but all that open string stuff would have been gone. So that's, there's another one where it was just like, think on your feet. Luckily, I was able to catch my tech. He's a pro, came up, got the capo on, survived the song. Management didn't know any different other than they were wondering, why, just before the solo, there was a rather frantic looking figure on stage trying to sort out something with my guitar. So that was another Capo Hell. Another one was, it was on acoustic guitar, but I can show you on this. And this was actually my fault, but I still consider it Capo Hell. Same problem. Lights go down. I get handed my acoustic guitar. So it's this kind of thing. It's really pretty, and it's kind of a and she sings over that. I know I'm not like perfectly in tune here, but I just capoed really fast. And she's singing over that. But what happened was it was such a fast change, and they'd actually called the audible to do the song. It's called Shakota. And what what happened was, and it's the only time I've actually had the artist stop. If you've arrived, if you've actually managed to have the artist stop the song, and that's what happened. So what she was expecting to hear was, but what she got was, and then I was able to catch it, and she stopped the song. I mean, once again, just like capo disaster, and I just had to like look at her like that was all me. You know, there's just no escape. And you know, it's a flat picked part. You know, it's not like a pretty finger style part. You flat pick it. You know, so it's just makes it that much more abrasive. It was horrible. So, and I've got more capo stories where I actually had a tech hand me, for Cupid's Got a Shotgun, hand me the guitar at Capo 1, you know, so I can play it in F. But he, for some reason, felt it necessary to tune the E string up to F and then Capo 1, so that it was actually, the E string was F sharp. That was a disaster. Oh, it's like, it's making me shake just to think about it. But yeah, anyways, Capo Hell. For all you kids out there, capos are awesome. But you still, you know, especially on these country gigs with quick changes and stuff, if that capo ain't right, you just gotta, you know, roll with it and you know, just get through the song. You know, it's about all you can do. But anyways, yeah, I just, you know, those are kind of fun stories that are highly embarrassing, and you can probably find them if you're, you know, if you look, you can probably find all of that on YouTube. I'm sure it's there for freaking ever. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. You know, let me know in the comments. You know, a lot of you guys probably don't really use capos, but they are really cool. Like, especially as a session guy, you can come up with so many cool ideas that you wouldn't have come up with otherwise if you didn't have a capo. But yeah, let me know if you guys are down with capos, or maybe you hate them. Maybe you think they're for, you know, guitar players that have wimpy fingers and bruise easily. I mean, that's understandable if that's how you feel. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you feel led to. And yeah, we will see you next time.